Lena had always loved exploring. From the moment she joined the space expedition, she dreamed of discovering new planets. She had studied stars, maps, and alien landscapes, but nothing prepared her for what she would find on this mission. The small ship had been traveling through a quiet region of space, a place that felt empty. Yet Lena felt a strange pull toward a cluster of shimmering light far ahead. She adjusted the ship's controls and guided it closer. The planet below was unlike any she had ever seen. Its surface glowed softly, not with fire or heat, but with an almost magical light. Forests spread across its lands, sparkling rivers ran like silver threads, and tall crystals rose from the ground like towers. Lena's heart raced. She knew she had found something extraordinary. Landing was careful work. Lena had practiced thousands of times, but every planet brought new challenges. The ground beneath the ship was soft and strange, vibrating slightly as she stepped out. The air was breathable, but it smelled different, sweet, and fresh in a way that made her feel calm. Birds or creatures that looked like birds flew above, their wings reflecting the planet's light. As Lena walked through the forest, she heard it. A voice, soft and melodic, carried on the wind. It was not like any human voice. It felt old, powerful, and gentle all at once. Lena stopped, listening carefully. The voice called again, almost like a whisper, but clear enough to guide her. She followed it through the trees. Every step felt like moving through a dream. Strange flowers opened as she passed, and small glowing insects circled her head. Then she saw it. The alien queen lay on a bed of soft leaves and moss. Her body was large, covered in shimmering scales that changed colors in the light. She had wings folded carefully against her back, and her eyes were deep pools of blue that seemed to look into Lena's soul. The queen's injuries were clear. One of her wings was bent at an unnatural angle, and her scales were scratched and torn. Lena's heart clenched. She had treated many injuries on her ship, but nothing like this. She knelt beside the queen, keeping her movements slow so as not to frighten her. "Are you hurt badly?" Lena asked softly. The queen did not respond at first, only blinking slowly. Lena noticed her breathing was shallow, and her eyes looked tired. She set her medical kit down and began examining the wounds. Cleaning the queen's injuries was difficult. Lena had to work carefully to avoid causing pain. She used antiseptic from her kit and gently applied healing salves. The queen stayed still, watching Lena with curiosity and something else trust. Lena had never felt so connected to a creature in her life. Every time she touched the queen, warmth spread through her hands, and she could feel the queen's energy mingling with her own. "You are brave," the queen said finally, her voice soft but clear. Lena jumped slightly. She had not expected the alien to speak so soon. "Brave? Me?" Lena asked, surprised. "Yes," the queen whispered, her eyes locking onto Lena's. "You are the chosen one." Lena paused. Her hands trembled as she worked on a particularly deep wound. "Chosen one? What do you mean?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. The queen only smiled faintly, a gesture full of meaning and mystery. "You will understand soon," she said, closing her eyes for a moment. Lena felt a shiver run down her spine. Something about the queen's words felt important, but she did not yet know why. As Lena cleaned and dressed the wounds, she realized that the queen's presence was calming her. Fear, worry, and doubt melted away. She felt a new sense of purpose, a feeling she had never known. Every moment spent with the queen made her more certain that she had been meant to find this planet, meant to help this creature. Night fell, and the forest glowed softly under a sky full of unfamiliar stars. Lena had finished treating the worst injuries, but she stayed nearby. The queen's breathing was steady now, and her eyes followed Lena with quiet attention. Lena felt a strange bond forming between them, a bond that seemed to go beyond words. "Why are you helping me?" the queen asked suddenly. Lena froze. She had not expected the queen to speak so directly. "Because you need it," Lena said honestly. "No one deserves to be hurt like this, no matter who they are." She smiled softly, unsure if the queen would understand human kindness. The queen tilted her head, her wings fluttering slightly. "Your heart is strong," she said. "That is why you are here." Lena did not fully understand, but she felt a deep pride. She had spent her life learning to care for others, and now she was being recognized by a being from another world. It was thrilling and humbling at the same time. Hours passed as Lena kept watch, making sure the queen remained stable. The alien's scales shimmered in the moonlight, and Lena could not help but marvel at the beauty and strength of the creature. She knew this was only the beginning of something much larger than herself, something that would change her life forever. Suddenly, a movement in the forest caught Lena's attention. Shadows shifted, and she could hear low, strange noises. Lena's heart raced. The queen opened her eyes and looked toward the sounds. Lena stood protectively in front of her. "Do not fear," the queen said calmly. "They will come, but you are ready." Lena swallowed hard. She had no idea what the queen meant, but she could feel it in her bones. Danger was coming, and somehow, she knew she would have to face it. Yet for the first time, she did not feel afraid. She felt ready, filled with courage and determination she had never known before. As the first stars disappeared with the rising sun, Lena and the alien queen remained side by side. The forest seemed alive, watching them. Lena realized that she had discovered more than a planet or a creature. She had found a purpose, a destiny, and a friendship that crossed worlds. She looked into the queen's eyes once more, and for a brief moment, she thought she could see the entire universe reflected there. The queen whispered again, almost as if reading her thoughts, "You are the chosen one, Lena. Soon you will understand why." Lena nodded, feeling a quiet determination. Whatever lay ahead, she would face it. She would protect the queen, learn her secrets, and discover what it truly meant to be the chosen one. And as she stood in that glowing forest, Lena knew her life would never be the same again. The sun rose slowly over the alien forest, painting the crystal towers and sparkling rivers with soft light. Lena had barely slept, but she felt alert and ready. The alien queen lay on the soft moss, her wings gently moving as if stretching after a long rest. Lena could see the faint shimmer of energy surrounding her, something she could not explain but felt deeply in her chest. "You slept well," Lena said quietly, keeping her voice soft so as not to startle the queen. The queen lifted her head and looked at Lena. Her eyes, deep pools of blue, held curiosity and something Lena could not name. "I slept because you watched over me," the queen said. "Your presence gives strength." Lena felt her cheeks warm. She had not expected praise, and it made her nervous. "I only did what anyone would do," she replied. But she knew, deep down, this was no ordinary creature, and this was no ordinary task. The queen pushed herself up slowly, testing her strength. Lena noticed the movement was still difficult. "You need more rest," Lena said, examining the queen's wing. "It will take time to heal completely." The queen nodded. "Time is something we can give," she said. But there is more you must understand. The danger is not yet gone. Lena listened carefully, feeling a chill run down her spine. She had sensed something watching them, shadows moving in the forest last night. She had thought it was her imagination, but now the queen confirmed her fears. "Who is coming?" Lena asked. "The ones who hunt my kind," the queen said. "They wish to capture me and destroy our people. They believe we hold knowledge too dangerous to remain free." Lena's heart pounded. She had faced challenges before, but nothing like this. She was just a human medic, and yet here she was, protecting a being far older and wiser than herself. "Then we must be careful," she said. "I will help you." The queen's gaze softened. "You do not know how much this means. Few humans have the courage to face what you face. You are not only brave, Lena. You are special." Lena felt a strange energy fill her chest again. It was warm and steady, unlike anything she had felt before. "Special," she repeated. "What do you mean?" "The chosen one," the queen whispered, looking directly into Lena's eyes. "Your destiny is tied to ours. The bond you share with me is rare. Through it, the future of both our species can change." Lena's mind spun. She had heard legends and stories of humans meeting other life forms, but she had never believed it would happen to her. Now, the queen spoke as if Lena's life had been meant for this exact moment. She felt a responsibility she had never imagined. "I want to help," Lena said firmly. "Tell me what I need to do." The queen smiled faintly, her scales catching the morning light. "For now, watch and learn. The first step is understanding. We must move to a safer place, a hidden sanctuary where my people remain safe. There, you will see our history and learn our ways." Lena nodded. "I am ready." The queen rose slowly, using Lena's support to steady herself. Together, they moved through the forest. The journey was quiet at first. Lena marveled at the beauty surrounding them. Trees with translucent leaves glowed softly, and streams sang a gentle tune as they ran over smooth stones. Birds and creatures of many colors watched them but kept their distance. After a while, Lena noticed the queen glancing at her more often. Each time, she felt a strange connection, a silent communication that went beyond words. Lena could sense the queen's thoughts, her feelings, and her trust. It was a new experience, and it filled her with wonder. "Do you feel it?" the queen asked suddenly. "Feel what?" Lena replied, confused. "The bond between us," the queen said. "It is growing stronger. You will learn to sense my thoughts and emotions as I sense yours. This is the first gift of the chosen one." Lena's heart skipped a beat. She focused, trying to sense anything from the queen. At first, she felt only warmth, a pulsing energy that seemed to flow like a river from the queen to her. Then, slowly, she began to understand small thoughts, like when the queen felt tired or needed support. "This is incredible," Lena whispered. She looked at the queen, who smiled softly, pleased with Lena's progress. They continued walking until they reached a hidden valley. The entrance was guarded by tall, glowing stones that pulsed with light. The queen touched one with her wing, and the stones parted, revealing a path lined with crystals that shimmered in the sunlight. Lena gasped. This was unlike anything she had ever seen. "This is our sanctuary," the queen said. "My people live here, hidden from those who wish us harm. You are the first human to enter in many generations." Lena followed carefully, her eyes wide with awe. The sanctuary was vast, filled with creatures of all shapes and sizes, each moving gracefully among the glowing trees and crystal towers. They watched Lena, curious but not afraid. She felt welcomed in a way that surprised her. The queen guided Lena to a large hall at the center. Inside, walls were lined with images and symbols that seemed to tell a story. The queen motioned to them. "These are our histories. Here you will learn about our people, our struggles, and our hopes. You will understand why you are chosen." Lena walked slowly along the walls, taking in the images. She saw depictions of battles, celebrations, and moments of peace. She felt the emotions of the artists, as if their stories were alive. The queen's hand rested lightly on her shoulder. "You will not only learn," the queen said. "You will also teach. Your experiences, your courage, and your heart will guide us. We have waited for someone like you to help unite our worlds." Lena swallowed, feeling both nervous and honored. "I will do my best," she said. The queen smiled. "That is enough for now. Rest, learn, and grow. Soon, your journey will truly begin." As Lena settled in, she felt the bond between them grow stronger. The queen's presence was calming, and the warmth she felt inside was more than comfort, it was purpose. For the first time, Lena felt that her life had meaning beyond her own. She was part of something bigger, something that could change the future. That night, Lena gazed at the glowing sky above the sanctuary. Stars twinkled like diamonds, reflecting on the crystal towers below. She thought about the queen's words and felt a mixture of excitement and determination. She did not fully understand what being the chosen one meant, but she knew she would face it with courage. The bond she shared with the alien queen was growing. Lena realized that trust, care, and understanding could connect worlds. She smiled softly, feeling ready for the journey ahead. Whatever challenges awaited them, she would not face them alone. The alien queen, resting nearby, opened her eyes slightly and watched Lena. There was pride in her gaze, and hope. She knew that together, they would face dangers, discover secrets, and change the future for both humans and her people. Lena was no longer just a medic on a mission, she was the chosen one, and her story was only beginning. The sanctuary was quiet as Lena woke to the soft glow of the alien morning. The crystal towers reflected the rising light, and streams sparkled as they flowed gently through the valley. Lena stretched, feeling the energy she had discovered yesterday still pulsing within her. The bond with the queen had grown stronger overnight, and she felt more confident than ever. The alien queen was already awake, her eyes focused on the horizon. "Today will test you," she said softly, her voice calm but serious. Lena noticed a hint of worry beneath her words. "Test me?" she asked. "Yes," the queen replied. "The shadows are moving. The ones who hunt my kind have sensed our presence. They will come soon. You must be ready to act." Lena's stomach tightened. She had never faced real danger like this. "But I am only human," she said quietly. "How can I fight them?" The queen stepped closer, placing her hand gently on Lena's shoulder. "Your courage is your weapon. Your heart is your shield. You are not alone, Lena. You are the chosen one. Together, we will face them." Before Lena could respond, a sudden noise echoed through the sanctuary. It was low and menacing, a sound unlike anything she had heard before. She froze, her pulse quickening. The queen's eyes narrowed as she scanned the edges of the valley. "They are here," she said. Her wings spread slightly, making her appear larger and more powerful. Lena felt a strange warmth and strength radiating from the queen. She instinctively moved closer, feeling the bond between them pulse with energy. From the shadows of the forest, shapes began to emerge. Dark creatures with sharp claws and glowing red eyes moved silently but swiftly. Lena's heart pounded. She had expected danger, but seeing it so close made her feel fear she had never known. "Stay close to me," the queen instructed. "They seek to capture me, but they will not succeed while you are here." Lena nodded, gripping her medical kit as if it were a weapon. She did not know how she could help, but she refused to run. She felt a strange courage within her, stronger than anything she had felt before. The creatures stepped closer, and Lena noticed their strange technology. They carried energy weapons that hummed as they moved. The queen shifted, her wings stretching fully, and a bright energy began to glow around her. Lena could feel it in the air, a force that made the creatures hesitate. "You can do this," the queen whispered. "Trust yourself." Lena took a deep breath. She stepped forward, raising her hands instinctively. The bond with the queen responded. Energy flowed from her, not strong enough to harm the creatures, but enough to confuse and slow them. The creatures hissed and stumbled, surprised by the unexpected resistance. The queen moved gracefully, using her wings and strength to block attacks. Lena watched and learned, sensing when to act and when to stay back. Despite her fear, she found herself able to anticipate movements, almost like the queen's thoughts were guiding her. One creature lunged toward the queen, and Lena reacted without thinking. She grabbed a glowing crystal from the ground and threw it. The crystal shattered, releasing a burst of light that stunned the creature long enough for the queen to push it away. Lena felt a rush of pride. She had acted. She had helped. The battle continued, but Lena grew more confident with each passing moment. She realized that the bond with the queen was more than trust, it was power, a shared strength that allowed them to protect each other. Even when the creatures were fast and strong, they could not overcome the human and alien together. After what felt like hours, the creatures began to retreat. The queen's energy pushed them back, and Lena's presence kept them off balance. Finally, the forest returned to silence. The only sounds were the flowing streams and the soft rustle of leaves. Lena's chest heaved as she caught her breath. She looked at the queen, who seemed calm despite the battle. "You did well," the queen said, her eyes softening. "You were brave. You protected me when you could have run." "I was scared," Lena admitted. "But I felt strong with you." The queen smiled. "That is the power of the bond. It is why you are chosen. You see fear, and yet you act. You see danger, and yet you protect. That is courage beyond the body, it is courage of the heart." Lena nodded, still trying to process everything. She had always thought courage meant fighting without fear, but now she realized it was more than that. It was acting despite fear, and it was acting for someone else. "Rest now," the queen said. "The danger may return, but you are learning. You will grow stronger. You will be ready." Lena sank to the ground, exhausted but proud. She looked around at the sanctuary, the creatures of the valley, and the crystal towers. She felt a sense of peace, knowing that she had made a difference. Even in fear, she had acted, and the queen had noticed. As she rested, the queen spoke softly about her people. "We have lived hidden for centuries," she said. "Many of us feared the human race would never understand us. Few humans have hearts strong enough to help without fear or judgment. You, Lena, are one of them." Lena listened, feeling the weight of her responsibility. She had never thought of herself as important, but now she understood that she was part of something much larger. Her actions had consequences, and her courage could change the future for many lives. The sun set, casting long shadows across the sanctuary. Lena felt the bond with the queen pulsing stronger than ever. She was no longer just a visitor on this planet. She was a protector, a friend, and the chosen one. That night, Lena stayed awake, watching the stars through the crystal canopy. She thought about the battle, about the creatures that had come from the shadows, and about her role in the queen's life. She felt a mix of fear, pride, and determination. The bond between her and the queen was growing, and she could feel that her journey was only beginning. The queen rested nearby, her wings wrapped carefully around her body. Lena could sense her thoughts, her calm and wisdom, and her hope. The queen knew that the dangers were far from over, but she also knew that Lena was ready. The human had faced her first challenge and had emerged stronger. Lena closed her eyes, letting herself rest for the first time since she found the queen. She dreamt of forests, of glowing crystals, and of strange creatures moving in harmony. In her dreams, the bond with the queen was stronger, and she could feel the promise of what was to come. When she awoke, Lena felt ready. She knew the shadows would return, that the danger was not gone, but she also knew she would not face it alone. Together with the queen, she could protect the sanctuary, her new friends, and the future of two worlds. She stood, looking at the horizon, feeling a quiet strength. The first real test had come and passed, but Lena understood that many challenges awaited. She was the chosen one, and now she knew what it meant to stand strong, even in the face of fear. With determination in her heart, Lena moved toward the queen, ready for the lessons and battles that lay ahead. The bond between them glowed like the crystals around the sanctuary, a light against the shadows that would try to return. Lena's journey was only beginning, and she was ready to meet it with courage, wisdom, and an unbreakable heart. The morning light filtered through the crystal towers, filling the sanctuary with a soft, warm glow. Lena stretched, feeling the energy that had started awakening within her during the battle with the shadow creatures. She had noticed strange sensations the previous day, but now they seemed stronger and more focused. It was as if the bond with the alien queen had opened something inside her that she could not yet understand. The queen stood nearby, her wings fully extended and shimmering in the morning light. "Today," she said, "you will begin to understand the true meaning of being the chosen one." Lena's heart raced. "Me? How can I understand? I am just a human." "You are not just a human," the queen replied. "Your courage, your heart, and your connection to me give you a rare gift. You will see and feel things beyond ordinary senses. You will learn to protect, to sense danger, and to communicate without words." Lena looked at the queen, unsure what to think. She had always considered herself ordinary, a medic doing her best to help others. But the queen's words filled her with both pride and curiosity. "What should I do first?" Lena asked. The queen motioned for Lena to follow her. They walked through the sanctuary, past the glowing streams and crystal towers. The creatures of the valley moved gracefully around them, watching but not interfering. Lena could feel their curiosity, as if they recognized the bond between her and the queen. They reached a large, open space surrounded by tall crystal formations. The queen turned to Lena. "This is where your first test begins. You will sense things you have never noticed before. Close your eyes, calm your mind, and feel." Lena did as instructed. She closed her eyes and took a deep breath. At first, she felt only the warmth of the morning and the gentle wind. Then, slowly, she began to notice more the faint vibrations of the crystals, the subtle movements of the creatures, and the energy flowing from the queen. "It is strong," the queen said. "Focus on it, let it guide you." Lena concentrated, and suddenly, she felt a new awareness. She could sense the position of the queen without looking, the movement of the creatures around them, and even the presence of the plants and crystals. It was as if her senses had expanded beyond the physical. "This is incredible," Lena whispered. "I can feel everything around me." "Yes," the queen said. "And this is only the beginning. Soon, you will be able to sense danger before it arrives and communicate without speaking. Your mind and heart are connected to mine. This bond is rare among humans and aliens. It is why you are the chosen one." Lena felt a thrill run through her. The thought that she could help protect the queen and her people in ways she had never imagined filled her with excitement. She had always wanted to make a difference, and now she could. The queen led her to another part of the sanctuary, where an ancient crystal sat on a pedestal. It pulsed with a soft, blue light. "This crystal holds knowledge," the queen said. "You will learn from it by opening your mind and allowing your bond to guide you." Lena placed her hands on the crystal. At first, she felt nothing unusual. Then, a wave of images and feelings washed over her. She saw visions of the queen's people, their history, and their struggles. She felt their joys and sorrows, their hopes and fears. It was overwhelming, but Lena held on, letting the bond guide her understanding. "You are learning quickly," the queen said. "Feel the emotions, understand the thoughts, but do not lose yourself. Your human mind is strong, but it must work with the bond, not against it." Lena nodded, focusing on the images and emotions. She began to understand more about the queen's people, their desire for peace, and their need for a protector who could unite humans and aliens. She felt their trust in her and their hope for a brighter future. As the sun climbed higher, Lena noticed a new ability awakening. She could sense movement even when she could not see it. She could feel the intentions of the creatures and anticipate their actions. It was subtle at first, but she realized that it could help her protect the queen from future threats. "Your power grows," the queen said, smiling. "It will take time to master, but you are ready to begin training. We will start with small exercises, sensing and moving with the flow of energy around us." The queen demonstrated first. She moved gracefully, her wings creating currents of energy that Lena could feel. She mirrored the movements, focusing on the sensations rather than the physical actions. Slowly, Lena began to move with the energy, feeling lighter, faster, and more aware. "You are doing well," the queen said. "This is only the beginning. Soon, you will be able to sense danger before it appears, and your reactions will be faster than any human could imagine." Lena felt proud, but she also felt the weight of responsibility. This power was not just for herself, it was to protect the queen, her people, and the sanctuary. She realized that being the chosen one was not a reward, it was a duty. As the day passed, Lena continued her training. She practiced sensing, moving with energy, and understanding the bond. She felt the queen's guidance in every step, every thought, and every movement. The connection between them grew stronger, and Lena began to trust it more than her own instincts. By evening, Lena felt exhausted but exhilarated. She had discovered abilities she had never imagined and had learned more about the queen's people than she ever thought possible. She sat beside the queen, feeling the warmth and strength of the bond. "You have done well today," the queen said. "Tomorrow, we will continue. Your training will grow more challenging, but you will rise to meet it." You are the chosen one, Lena. Remember that. Lena nodded, feeling the truth of the words in her heart. She had always wanted to help others, but now she understood that her role was much greater. She was not just a medic or a friend, she was a protector, a bridge between worlds, and a symbol of hope. That night, Lena slept deeply, her dreams filled with visions of energy, light, and connection. She dreamed of protecting the Queen, guiding her people, and facing dangers with courage. She woke feeling stronger, more aware, and ready for the challenges ahead. As she looked at the glowing sanctuary, Lena realized that her life had changed forever. She was no longer an ordinary human exploring the stars. She was the chosen one, and with the Queen by her side, she would learn to harness her powers and protect those who could not protect themselves. The bond between them was now unbreakable. Lena knew that whatever threats awaited, she would face them with courage, wisdom, and strength. The journey was only beginning, and she felt ready to embrace it fully. The morning sunlight sparkled across the sanctuary as Lena and the alien queen prepared to leave. Today's journey was different. They were heading to an ancient temple hidden deep in the mountains. The queen explained that the temple held knowledge from generations of her people, knowledge that could protect their world and teach Lena more about her role as the chosen one. Lena adjusted the straps of her pack and looked at the queen. "Are we ready for this?" she asked. The queen nodded, her wings shifting with the morning light. "You are ready, Lena. The temple will challenge you, but it will also guide you. Its purpose is to show you wisdom, courage, and compassion. You will learn the truth of your connection to our people." They began walking through the forest, following a narrow path that twisted through trees taller than any Lena had seen. The air was fresh and filled with the scent of flowers and minerals from the crystals scattered on the ground. Lena felt the bond with the queen pulsing softly in her chest, guiding her steps and helping her stay alert. As they traveled, the queen told stories of her ancestors. Lena listened carefully, feeling more connected to the alien civilization. She learned that the Queen's people had once lived openly among humans, sharing knowledge and technology. But fear and misunderstanding had forced them into hiding. Only those with courage and kindness, like Lena, could bridge the gap between humans and aliens again. Hours passed as they climbed higher into the mountains. The path became steeper, and the air thinner, but Lena pressed on. She noticed that the bond with the queen was helping her body adjust. Her senses felt sharper, her energy steadier, and her mind clearer. She could anticipate small changes in the path, sense hidden rocks, and even notice distant sounds before they reached her ears. Finally, they arrived at the entrance to the temple. The structure was carved from a single mountain, its walls covered in intricate symbols and glowing with a soft, golden light. Lena's eyes widened in awe. She had never seen anything so majestic. "This temple has stood for centuries," the queen said. "It has seen wars, peace, and the rise and fall of our people. It is sacred. Here, you will understand the responsibilities of the chosen one." Lena stepped forward carefully. The air around the temple felt alive, almost humming with energy. She felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. "What will we find inside?" she asked. "The temple will test you," the queen replied. "It will challenge your courage, your wisdom, and your heart. You must trust yourself and the bond we share. Only then will the knowledge be revealed." Inside, the temple was vast and filled with glowing crystals that lit every corner. The walls were covered in symbols, images, and scenes from the past. Lena walked slowly, taking in the stories depicted in the carvings. She could feel the emotions of the artists, their hopes, and their dreams. Every image seemed alive, speaking to her through the bond with the queen. "You feel it, don't you?" the queen asked. "The energy of those who came before us. Their wisdom is here, waiting for you to understand." Lena nodded, her fingers brushing lightly over a carving of a battle. She felt the fear and courage of the warriors, the sadness of loss, and the hope for a future where both humans and aliens could live in harmony. The queen guided Lena deeper into the temple, where they found a large chamber with a pedestal in the center. On it rested an artifact, glowing softly with a light that seemed to pulse with the heartbeat of the temple itself. "This artifact," the queen said, "has the power to protect our world. It responds to courage, wisdom, and compassion. You must prove yourself worthy to unlock its potential." Lena approached the pedestal slowly. She felt the energy of the artifact, and it responded to her presence. She focused on her courage, her desire to protect the queen, and her hope for unity between humans and aliens. The artifact began to glow brighter, and Lena felt a surge of energy flow through her body. "You are ready," the queen said. "The artifact recognizes the strength of your heart and your bond with me. You are the chosen one, Lena. Your actions will guide our people and protect the future." Suddenly, the chamber shifted. Images appeared in the air, showing Lena facing challenges she had not yet encountered. She saw battles, moments of difficult choices, and the need to protect those who could not protect themselves. The visions were intense, but Lena felt the bond with the queen steadying her, giving her courage and clarity. "You must remember," the queen said softly, "your power is not only for yourself. It is for others. Your strength is in your heart, your wisdom, and your courage. This is what makes you the chosen one." Lena took a deep breath and stepped forward, allowing the visions to guide her. She felt the energy of the temple, the artifact, and the bond with the queen flow through her. She understood that her role was to protect, to guide, and to unite. The temple responded to her understanding, glowing even brighter and filling the chamber with warmth. When the visions faded, Lena felt a deep sense of peace. She looked at the queen, who nodded approvingly. "You have passed the first trials. You have begun to understand your role. There is more to learn, but today, you have proven your heart is strong." Lena smiled, feeling both pride and humility. She realized that being the chosen one was not about power or recognition. It was about responsibility, courage, and the desire to protect and unite. The queen guided Lena to another part of the temple, where books and crystals contained more knowledge. Lena spent hours learning about the alien civilization, their history, and their values. She discovered their advanced technology, their understanding of energy, and their commitment to peace. She realized how important her role was in connecting humans and aliens, ensuring both species could thrive together. As the sun set outside, Lena and the queen emerged from the temple. The mountains glowed in the golden light, and the valley below sparkled like a sea of stars. Lena felt stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever. She had faced challenges, learned from the temple, and begun to understand her connection to the queen and her people. "This journey is only beginning," the queen said. "There will be more trials, more challenges, and more opportunities to grow. But today, you have taken an important step. You are learning what it means to be the chosen one." Lena nodded, feeling the bond with the queen stronger than ever. She realized that courage, wisdom, and compassion were not just words, they were the keys to protecting the sanctuary, the queen, and the future of both species. That night, Lena rested under the stars, thinking about everything she had seen and learned. She felt the energy of the temple still pulsing within her, a reminder of her responsibility and her power. She knew that dangers would come again, but she also knew that with the queen by her side, she could face anything. Lena smiled softly, feeling ready for the journey ahead. She was the chosen one, and her path was clear. She would protect the queen, guide her people, and unite worlds that had been separated for too long. The journey to unity had begun, and Lena was ready to embrace it with courage, wisdom, and an unbreakable heart. The morning air was crisp as Lena and the alien queen prepared for the day. The valley below the temple shimmered with soft light, but Lena could feel a tension in the air. The bond with the queen pulsed strongly, warning her that danger was approaching. She had trained, learned, and grown, but this test would challenge her courage in ways she had never imagined. "They are coming," the queen said calmly, her eyes scanning the horizon. "The ones who hunt my kind have returned. This time, they bring more strength and numbers." Lena's heart raced. She had faced shadows before, but never in such overwhelming force. She glanced at the queen. "What should we do?" she asked. "Stand together," the queen replied. "Use your training, your bond, and your courage. We will protect the sanctuary." The sounds of approaching movement grew louder. Dark shapes emerged from the forest, creatures with sharp claws and glowing red eyes. They carried energy weapons and moved with precise coordination. Lena's pulse quickened, but she focused on the bond with the queen, feeling strength and clarity flow through her. "You can do this," the queen whispered. "Trust yourself." Lena nodded. She had grown into her role. She was no longer just a human medic. She was the chosen one, a protector, and a bridge between worlds. The first wave of attackers lunged forward, but Lena and the queen moved with fluid precision. The queen's wings created bursts of energy that pushed the creatures back, while Lena used her senses to anticipate their movements. She could feel their intentions before they acted, allowing her to react with speed and accuracy. One creature broke through the defenses, rushing toward the queen. Lena acted without hesitation. She grabbed a glowing crystal and threw it, releasing a burst of light that stunned the attacker long enough for the queen to strike. Lena felt the surge of power in her hands, and she realized that her training, her bond, and her courage were working together perfectly. The battle intensified. The creatures moved faster and struck harder, but Lena remained calm. She felt the queen's guidance and the flow of energy around her. Every movement, every thought, and every action was connected. She realized that her fear was still present, but it no longer controlled her. Courage was not the absence of fear, it was acting despite it. During the fight, a powerful energy blast struck near Lena. She fell to the ground, momentarily stunned. The queen rushed to her side, shielding her with her wings. "You must not falter now," the queen said, her voice steady. "Your courage is needed more than ever." Lena forced herself to stand, pain shot through her, but she felt the energy of the bond strengthening her. She could sense the attackers surrounding them and focused on the flow of energy. She moved with the queen, striking when necessary and guiding the weaker creatures away with controlled bursts of light. One of the attackers managed to corner a young alien from the sanctuary. Lena's heart surged. She could not let harm come to the innocent. She ran forward, using her bond to sense the creature's movement and predict its actions. With precise timing, she knocked the attacker away, saving the young alien. Relief and pride filled her chest. The queen watched, her eyes filled with approval. "You are learning, Lena," she said. "The chosen one is not only brave but selfless. Courage is strongest when used to protect others." As the battle continued, Lena noticed the attackers were beginning to falter. Their movements were slower, their coordination breaking apart. She realized that their determination to harm the queen was being met with unwavering courage from both herself and the queen. The bond amplified their strength, making them stronger together than the attackers could imagine. Suddenly, a massive figure stepped forward from the attackers. It was larger and more powerful than the rest, wielding an energy weapon that glowed like molten fire. Lena felt a wave of fear, but she focused on the bond and the lessons she had learned. Courage, wisdom, and compassion guided her actions. "You must protect me," the queen said calmly, preparing to engage the powerful attacker. Lena nodded, standing beside the queen. She could feel the energy of the battlefield flowing around them. She focused on the attacker, predicting its moves and guiding the queen's strikes with precise timing. Together, they formed a seamless force, each action complementing the other. The attacker lunged at the queen, and Lena acted quickly. She used the flow of energy to create a barrier, slowing the attacker just enough for the queen to strike. The battle raged on, but the bond between human and alien was stronger than ever. Every movement, every thought, every action was connected in a harmony that no attacker could break. Finally, the attacker faltered, overwhelmed by the combined strength of Lena and the queen. The remaining creatures retreated, hissing and stumbling as they disappeared into the forest. The sanctuary was safe, for now. Lena sank to the ground, exhausted but filled with pride. The queen approached her, her wings wrapping gently around Lena. "You have done well," she said softly. "Your courage, your wisdom, and your heart have protected us all. You have proven yourself as the chosen one." Lena smiled weakly, still catching her breath. "It was not just me," she said. "It was us together. The bond, it guided me." The queen nodded. "Yes. That bond is rare and precious. It is what makes you powerful, not just your strength or skill. Courage, compassion, and trust are stronger than any weapon." As the sun set over the sanctuary, Lena realized how much she had grown. She had faced danger, fear, and overwhelming odds, and she had emerged stronger. The bond with the queen had guided her, and she had discovered her true courage. She knew that the journey ahead would bring more challenges, but she felt ready. The queen led Lena to a quiet spot overlooking the valley. The creatures of the sanctuary moved around peacefully, their trust in Lena evident. She felt a deep sense of connection to the world, the queen, and her own abilities. She understood now that being the chosen one was about more than strength. It was about courage, wisdom, and the willingness to protect those who could not protect themselves. "Rest now," the queen said. "The battle has ended, but your journey continues. You are ready for the trials that lie ahead, and the bond we share will guide you through them." Lena nodded, feeling a quiet strength in her heart. She watched the sun dip below the mountains, casting golden light across the sanctuary. The shadows of the past attackers faded, replaced by hope and unity. She knew that she had faced her first true test, and she had done so with courage and heart. As night fell, Lena rested beside the queen. She felt the bond pulsing softly, a constant reminder of her responsibility and her strength. She knew that challenges would come again, but she also knew that she would face them with courage, wisdom, and an unbreakable heart. Lena closed her eyes, thinking of the battles she had fought, the creatures she had protected, and the lessons she had learned. She felt the bond with the queen strengthening, and she understood that together, they could face anything. She was the chosen one, and her journey was only beginning. The stars above the sanctuary shone brightly, reflecting the strength, courage, and hope that Lena carried in her heart. She felt ready for the challenges ahead, knowing that with the queen by her side, she could protect the sanctuary, guide her people, and unite worlds. The morning air in the sanctuary was calm and clear. The shadows from the previous attacks had disappeared, and the valley sparkled under the soft light of the sun. Lena stood beside the alien queen, feeling the bond between them stronger than ever. The journey had been long, full of challenges, and yet she felt a quiet pride in what they had accomplished together. "The danger has passed," the queen said softly, her wings moving gently. "The attackers will not return, at least not for a long time. Today, we begin the work of rebuilding and uniting." Lena nodded. She had grown so much over the past days. She had faced fear, discovered her powers, and learned the responsibility of being the chosen one. But she also understood that her journey was not only about fighting, it was about healing, teaching, and guiding. "Where do we start?" Lena asked. The queen turned toward the valley, her eyes shining with determination. "We begin by strengthening the bond between our people and yours. We will show them that trust, courage, and compassion can unite our worlds. You, Lena, will be our bridge." Lena's heart raced with excitement. She had always dreamed of making a difference, and now she had a chance to do something extraordinary. She felt the weight of her responsibility, but it no longer frightened her. The bond with the queen had taught her that courage was not the absence of fear, it was acting despite it. They began walking through the sanctuary, greeting the creatures and alien citizens who had come to trust Lena. She felt their respect and curiosity. Some had never seen a human before, and yet they treated her with warmth. Lena realized that her presence here was already a sign of hope. The queen guided her to a large crystal hall at the center of the sanctuary. "Here," she said, "we will hold meetings and share knowledge. You will help me teach our people about humans, and you will learn from them as well. Unity begins with understanding." Lena looked around the hall. Crystals glowed softly, reflecting light across the walls. Images of the queen's people and humans appeared in the crystal reflections, showing scenes of cooperation, learning, and shared effort. Lena felt a deep sense of purpose. "Today," the queen continued, "we invite representatives from the human world to visit our sanctuary. They will see that we mean no harm, that we wish to live in peace. Your role, Lena, is to guide them, to show them that courage and kindness can build bridges between worlds." Lena swallowed, feeling both excitement and responsibility. She had never spoken to diplomats or leaders, but she knew that she could do this. She could feel the bond with the queen guiding her, giving her confidence and clarity. As the first human visitors arrived, Lena stepped forward. She introduced herself and explained the sanctuary, the people who lived there, and the lessons she had learned. She spoke of courage, compassion, and trust, emphasizing that unity was possible when hearts were open. The humans listened carefully, their expressions filled with curiosity and awe. They had expected something different, strange creatures, alien landscapes, but they had not expected warmth, wisdom, and beauty. Lena's words, guided by the bond with the queen, helped them understand that humans and aliens could coexist peacefully. The queen stood beside Lena, observing. Her eyes held pride and approval. "You are teaching well," she said softly. "The chosen one is not only brave in battle but wise in guiding others. You are fulfilling your role perfectly." Lena felt a surge of pride. She realized that her journey was not only about protecting the queen or the sanctuary. It was about inspiring hope and showing that courage, kindness, and understanding could unite worlds. She had become a bridge, a symbol of peace and trust. After the visitors left, Lena and the queen walked through the sanctuary, checking on the creatures and citizens. Lena noticed how peaceful everything felt. The attacks had tested them, but they had emerged stronger and more connected. The bond between human and alien had grown into something powerful, guiding not only their actions but also their understanding of each other. "We have much work ahead," the Queen said. "But today is a beginning. Your courage and wisdom will continue to inspire both our people and yours. The future is brighter because of your actions." Lena smiled. She had never imagined that she could make such a difference. She had learned that being the chosen one was about more than power. It was about responsibility, courage, and the willingness to protect and unite. As night fell, Lena sat beside the Queen, looking at the stars reflected in the crystal streams. The sanctuary was quiet and safe, and the bond between them pulsed gently, a constant reminder of their connection and shared purpose. "You have grown so much," the Queen said softly. "From the first moment I met you, I knew there was something special. Today, you have proven it to yourself, to our people, and to the humans. You are the chosen one." Lena looked at the Queen and felt warmth fill her chest. "I could not have done this without you," she said. "The bond, it guided me, gave me strength, and helped me see what I needed to do." The Queen nodded. "Yes, the bond is powerful. It connects hearts, minds, and courage. It is rare, and it is why you were chosen. Together, we will continue to protect our people and build a future where both humans and aliens can live in peace." Lena felt a sense of hope stronger than she had ever felt before. She had faced fear, learned to trust herself, discovered her powers, and united two worlds. She realized that her journey was not ending, it was beginning anew. Every action, every choice, and every bond would shape the future. The sanctuary glowed softly under the starlight, and Lena felt a deep connection to everything around her. She understood now that being the chosen one was not about glory or recognition. It was about heart, courage, and the desire to protect and guide. As she rested beside the Queen, Lena made a silent promise. She would continue to learn, to grow, and to protect. She would guide humans and aliens toward understanding and unity. She would be a symbol of courage and hope for generations to come. The alien Queen watched her quietly, proud and calm. Together, they had faced darkness and danger, discovered strength and power, and begun a new era of peace. Lena was no longer just a visitor in this world. She was a guardian, a guide, and the chosen one. The stars above shone brightly, reflecting the light of the sanctuary and the bond between human and alien. Lena closed her eyes, feeling the strength, courage, and hope within her. She knew that challenges would come again, but she also knew that together, they could face anything. The journey to unite worlds had begun, and Lena was ready. With the Queen by her side and the bond guiding her, she would protect, inspire, and lead. The chosen one had fulfilled her first destiny, and a new era of peace, trust, and unity was beginning.